What's going on, guys? Today's book review is You Are a Message, Meditations for the Creative Entrepreneur by Guillaume Wolf, aka Professor G. This book is really formatted differently. It's not a novel by any means, and as you can see, the pages, every other page is actually a picture. So if you're not really into reading a lot, this is a good book to start with because it does have a lot of short text, basically, which this kind of comes back to the web usability principles that were talked about in the Don't Make Me Think book review. This is written in such a way that it could be a website because it's such quick snippets and very easy to read. But anyway, the book itself is talking a lot about, it's not really quotes, it's more just like fragments of ideas that make you start to think. But it has a lot of practical stuff as well. Like, for instance, right here, a page that I marked is, to build your brand, you need 3 things working simultaneously. 1 is perfect skills or products, 2 is perfect understanding of the culture you're dealing with, and 3 is perfect storytelling. Neglect one of these and it's over. So that right there, is giving you some insight into what you should be thinking about when you're coming up with your brand. The book itself, I think, has a lot of good content like that. You can read this in probably like an hour or two. It's definitely not a novel. I would say it's more about marketing, actually. It's more about building your business and really the things you need to think about. The book as a whole, I would say, is just getting you thinking about the customer more. It's getting you thinking about being creative in your business, but still keeping in mind what's important in a business. So you might not think you're creative, but if you consider yourself any type of entrepreneur or someone who's doing a side project or building an app or doing anything like that, you are creative because you're creating something. So I think a lot of times when people hear the word creative, they think of drawing or art. And I mean, that's definitely not true. This book will also get you into a little bit more of a creative mindset, or at least tell you kind of more, I don't know, it's almost like poems in a way. I kind of see it like there's kind of like, here's another example. So it says, to disrupt a market, you have to be a contrarian. To be a contrarian, question everything you see. And that immediately, like this book is, I think, good at condensing larger thoughts into just smaller sentences, and then you read it, but as you read it and interpret it, you're going to get more data out of that one sentence, essentially, because that starts to make me think, okay, a contrarian, that's like a word I don't normally use. I don't normally hear that, but I guess a contrarian means someone who's like on the outside, or someone who is basically against the current norm. Maybe that's not the definition of a contrarian, but that's how I am interpreting this, so it is what it is. So to be a contrarian, question everything you see. So if you start questioning everything you see, you're going to eventually become an outsider. You're going to eventually go against the grain of how things are done. And I think that's really true, actually, and that's kind of how I think every business actually starts, is you initially become a contrarian to something because you see how it's done now, and then you see and then you come up with a way that you think it could be better done. I feel like the best way to describe this book is to just kind of give you examples directly, because again, the book is not a linear thought pattern. It's all just like these sporadic different ideas that'll get you thinking. So here's another one. Look at trends and always ask yourself, what's the opposite of that? You might come up with a very interesting idea. So this is another good way, if you're trying to generate ideas, is to just ask yourself, okay, what's the opposite of this? What's the opposite of this? So that's an exercise you can use to, if you're brainstorming ideas. Yeah, I mean, overall, I'll leave it at that. This book, I'm not going to read any more passages there. Definitely highly recommend this. It's really a book to get you thinking more creatively and how you can use that for your business. So it's really merging those two lines of creativity and entrepreneurship, which is essentially what the subtitle of the book is. But yeah, it's a fun read, quick read. Definitely highly recommend it. If you've already read the book, comment down below what page was your favorite. And if you haven't read the book, there's a link down below as well where you can get it. All right, that's gonna be it for this video. Ciao for now.